this time I'm not gonna yell outside, but look at that. It is just stunning, and I can tell you what, guys, this is actually gonna be the theme. Guess who? It's very wet. To be honest, it has been very, very damp. Look at the amount of rain that has been poured down. It used to be mild and warm and sunny. Monday was so terrible that it was so freezing cold. But look at today. It is such an amazing difference, which actually works well for these two brand new, well, I would literally say, Waterfowl products. Well, one thing I would say is that this is actually going to be totally interesting. And yes, do you remember the video that I actually uploaded in January 2019 where I actually talked about waterfowl toys and waterbird toys? Well, more specifically, I was actually talking about birds, or let's just say waterfowl, which have the ability to live in freshwater places. And this product here, the feral male red-crested Pochard ducks 5-pack, hasn't got a price, but it's generation 99.5.
Mind you, a good price of how much would it cost? I would say £7.95 would do the job, because I think it's such a very nice number, I'll say. And to be quite prudent here, we'll take a look back at the packaging of this first product here. Nothing too bland about ducks, they're just ducking awesome. And I'm just being a bit too, I would say, a bit blasphemous, but with a very, very interesting pun here. As you can see, there's two ducks here, and it's just that the way these ducks are being detailed doesn't exactly mean they don't look too bad. And because they're all male red-crested Pochards, there's no female ducks in this one here, so I'm not sure how territorial these ducks are actually going to be, but we're going to come in and do the unpacking. It's a British wildlife collection toy, and I've actually have never seen red-crested Pochards. And to be honest, these are like the unrelated cousins of the common Pochard, which I think they're a lot more different. I think they have got red heads, but these red-crested Pochards are a lot more of a different sort of bird, I believe. I think they're native to Southern Europe and Central Asia. That's why I've worked out in Wikipedia. And these guys are basically related to the canvasback and also the Thuringian duck.
Most notably enough, all males, in fact, they all share the orange cap right on the top. And let's take a look at him. And he's got loads of clones here. He's got a red eye and a bill that's also red. He's also red, of course. The tail looks grey, as you can see there. I'm not sure if you can see that via the brightness. The feathers are, what would you say? They're also brown in detail as well. I mean, I also love the head detail. It also looks brownish as well. And this one here looks like that this one doesn't have any line details there. Sorry, I've just kicked a duck somehow. That's got to be quacking weird. All in all, these ducks don't look that mundane because they're just based on a real duck that I have actually never heard of or never seen before. Red-crested Pochard is the name here. And to be honest, they've got the very beautiful, stunning colorization that I actually tend to like.
Well, what can you say about waterfowl? Is that one a good product, or is this a foul? No pun intended. And I'm just sort of thinking, let's go ahead and try and quack on the next product.
Anyways, we'll take a look at this one here, the Australasian common waterfowl species 5-pack. That's what it says there. £7.99 or £8, which is a lot more expensive. 4p, a lot more expensive compared to the red-crested Pochard male feral duck product I've looked at. This is also a 5-pack. And we'll take a look at the back at the packaging, and look how lushy green the sides here, and also look how beautifully designed. Looks like that. I'm pretty sure it looks like an Australian shoveler. It looks like that's a female. She looks like almost looks like she's out of water, I suppose. She looks like her feet is gone. And to be honest, I should also notice that she also looks like she's a bit waterlogged. That's one word to describe it.
I think this one here, sorry for the camera shaking here, but this duck here I'm pretty sure it's an Australian Pacific duck. Well, maybe how good of you trying to do a bit of ornithology, and we're going to come in and do the unpackaging, and this is what we will call it. I'm going to do the unpacking. That's what I'm saying in this video here. There's the pink-eared duck with a shoveler's bill. There's a male, I think it's a male Australasian shoveler. Actually, did I say shoveler? I think what I was meant to say was shoveler, okay? This is a black swan. We all know that in Australia, of course, and we've seen that so many times in many areas. And we're going to come in and do the unpacking, of course. There you go. And yes, look at that. It looks pretty awesome, doesn't it? Well, this one here is, I think it's an, I'm pretty sure it's an Australian female shoveler. It's a female Australian shoveler, as you can see. She's got a very interesting colour combination of... She looks like she's got a bit of a fiery sort of taste on the yellow and orange colour combination on the beak there. The eyelashes look a bit brownish, orangey brownish, as you can tell. And it's got a colour combination of brown and grey. Doesn't look that melancholy if you ask me. And on the other side there, looks very interesting indeed. It's got a very long... She's actually got a very long extenuated tail, which looks pretty interesting. She's actually got a very long appendage. Very interesting. It's very common on many other ducks, I suppose. And then you've got the male shoveler, of course, which is the Australian shoveler there. And what's strange is that the name is actually buried right there, which is unusual. I mean, I would literally just say it's not that bad. I mean, I could do this the harder way by just adding more detail, but nevertheless, despite the simplicity, I actually think that's a good one. I'm giving this one a thumbs up too, which looks pretty amazing. Coming up for the close-up, the eye detailing is very intricate. I love the fact that it's yellow, and also I love the fact there's also a bit of grey, and it's just that it makes it so intricately and delicately realistic, which looks pretty amazing indeed. I actually enjoy that, and there's a bit of detailing that needs to be folded just like that. Oh, sorry about that. That was a bit cruel, wasn't it? But anyways, let's move on to the beautiful and opposite of the mute swan, the graceful black swan. And as we all know, black swans don't always tend to become in a very weird lighter shade of grey. In fact, there's 50 shades of grey, if you can think about it. There's basically, oh my goodness me, there's the eye here. It looks quite interesting. Let me give it a bit of a close-up. Oops, sorry about the finger here. A bit of a close-up. I'm not sure you can see that, but I'm pretty sure, turning to the other side here, I think that's more clearer. Okay, so that's what it looks like. And it's got a bit of a pink beak, reddish pinkish beak. And that's very common and archetypal for mute swans. They're basically like the darker cousins of the mute swan that we have. And it looks pretty amazing. There's the name black swan. And as we all know, black swans don't tend to be grey. And that's why I can actually... Interestingly enough, we've got two of the other species here. And let's take this one here. This is actually a pink-eared duck. And as you can see, look at that one. It looks like it's got a reddish pinkish dot right on the side there, as amongst the brown eye here. And I'm pretty sure, what I can tell, these eyes found in birds and, let's just say, reptiles and fish. I would literally say this sort of eye detailing there is what I actually think of. It's like the nictating membrane. And I've seen this one, I've heard it because I've actually just read the wiki page of it. And the nictating membrane is basically the part of an eye of a bird or fish or any reptile or amphibian. That's what I've looked at. And we'll take a look at this one here. Last species. This is an Australian Pacific duck. And as you can tell, because I can just look at the details of this little duckish sort of thing, it looks like it doesn't look that weird, I suppose. I mean, that's weird. How does it go back on? I don't know how... Hang on, is that something weird? Is that like a design flaw? Am I seeing it totally wrong, or is it just me? Oh, I see. Wow, I would actually think it's a bit too tricky to understand. So I'd actually fold that bit here, and I think it makes it a lot more clear, I suppose. But there's the name, Pacific Black or Grey Duck. Hopefully I'm going to focus here. I'll about the finger here. That's what it says there, Pacific Black or Grey Duck. And it's called like that because it looks pretty monochrome. And it's also got a very big green wing. Well, I would say it's a green wingtip. There are a lot, the Australian counterparts of the mallard duck that we have. And I would actually say that these guys don't look very interestingly bad at all. They don't look too bad. What I was saying was that they don't look too very interestingly bad at all, because these are the sort of birds, I would say, they look pretty amazing, and I love how intricately designed they are. Nothing to deteriorate them at all. Maybe except for that bottom part, which really drives me crazy. But maybe you have your own 5 cents on this. Well, to me, this is like one of the biggest wild cards in any Flip Flap toy. And I'm actually glad that tomorrow is, of course, well, basically I've only have 4 days of school. And I'm just looking forward to the fact that Friday is my day of teacher training. And this is just like February, isn't it? Mid-February, before we have one of the warmest ones indeed. Anyways, I think that's about it in this whole video, so everything is ducking awesome. And if you go ahead and just like this video, I dare say you give this one a thumbs up, as always, as per usual. Subscribe to my channel, and as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.